Good morning, it's Sal Warner, StretfordPost. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing well this fine, lovely, sunny day. We're enjoying it, we're loving life, we're here, we're breathing, we're healthy, and we're here to talk about Manchester United. It is breaking dawn, and there's a lot of news coming out of the club, as usual, because what else would the media be without Manchester United? What would it be, ladies and gentlemen? What would you think the media would be? They have nothing to do, would they? Be tripping over themselves, guys. So how do you feel about Manchester United on the 2nd of July? News is coming in. We need developments. We need things to happen, don't we? We do. Now, I'll be talking briefly about Manchester United's new recruitment in the backroom staff. Of course, they've got another recruit in the backroom staff. We've also got a decision, or lack of, in regards to Amrabat. Amrabat, of course, at Manchester United last year did okay. Really came into his own in the FA Cup final, and a couple of games before that had some very good performances. Now, I was up till very late last night, so do forgive me. I was up till like 2 in the morning watching the Portugal game yesterday against Slovenia. I was up until 2 in the morning, guys. So I'm up here bright and early, and I'm here with you to bring you some news about Manchester United and what my opinions are about that news, and what your opinions are, more importantly, about that news. I'm not like Simon Jordan, what does he say? I might learn something, but more importantly, so might you. What does that actually mean? What does it mean when he says that? Why is it more important that we learn something? Why isn't it more important that he learns something? That's what I want to know from Simon Jordan. And that's the question I would pose to him if I saw him. So guys, please don't forget to smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and we can grow together. We can get this channel moving, we can get subs up, we build our own community, and we'll do this together, guys. We are community, we are family, and we're here together. Some of you have been on my Twitter many years, so I'm welcome and I'm grateful for all of you, and we are here bringing you news about Manchester United. So we are blessed. Now, the first bit of news that has come out of Manchester United is, of course, the appointment potentially of Christopher Vivell. Christopher Vivell, who worked as a technical director at Chelsea, looks like he will be joining Manchester United in a recruitment capacity. He will help out Manchester United recruitment team temporarily, whilst they find someone else, whilst they find someone who's more suitable for the job. But Christopher Vivell, who's proven himself at Chelsea, will be at United next season, potentially to help out with recruitment. Now, we do need a bit of help in the recruitment side. We do need a bit of help with our group. We've got a lot to do. We've got a lot of outgoings. We've got a lot of ingoings that we need to sort out desperately, because at the moment we're absolutely up to our heads in work that we have to do for this club in regards to transfers in, transfers out. We're absolutely over our head. We've got a lot to do. So Christopher Vell is an interesting one. He could be coming to United in a recruitment capacity. So he will be helping out, obviously, with the transfers out. He'll be helping out with the transfers in. He'll be helping out with the backroom staff, etc. So it's a good appointment for United. Whatever saves us time is more important than anything else. If it saves us time, then it's going to be a good move, because we have got a lot to do, a lot of work to do, of course, and United have to get business rolling. It is July, it's July the 2nd, so there's no more excuses. Wait until July, wait until July. Oh my, wait until July. No, it's July the 2nd now, so we need to get moving, and we need to start getting our business done, dusted. We need to get it done, dusted. That's what we need to do, get our deal done and dusted. Yeah, so we need to work, and we need to work quick, and we need help, and we need family, and we need everyone to work together. So, how are you this morning? I don't know if I asked you that, but I'm going to ask you again. I hope you're well. Please subscribe and please smash a like. Fantastic. Yesterday's game. Boy, yesterday's game lasted 120 plus minutes, and I was here until 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I realised Slovenia didn't practice penalties. Even though they played for penalties, they didn't practice penalties. And here I am, like a prat, right here, till 2 o'clock in the morning, wondering what's going to happen. They didn't score one penalty. They should have just lost the game 1-0 and just over and done with, rather than wasting our life sitting here watching Slovenia against Portugal like that. At least if you're going to go to penalties, practice. You know you want to play for penalties. If you play a defensive style, you more or less you're aiming for penalties, right? Or you want to nick it. But up front they were toothless. They had one great chance from Sesko, completely missed the target when he was clean through. Could have won the game. Slovenia did well in their own right, but boy, their penalties were poor. And if you're going to play that style, practice penalties, lads. Practice penalties, because we are here up until the early hours. And we're here in the morning giving you the news about Manchester United. That's why we're here. We're here to bring you all relentless stuff. Relentless. Reckless, relentless. Whatever you want to call it. Now, in regards to Branthwaite, a quick one in regards to Branthwaite. Everton seems to have done all their deals in regards to recouping some money back for financial fair play. So they are in no obligation, no rush to sell Branthwaite. And if they are to sell Branthwaite, we're going to have to pay premium. We're going to have to pay 67 million for Branthwaite. That wouldn't be very wise, would it? It wouldn't. He's not proven. I like the player. I think it would have added a very, very well needed competition in that left-sided centre-back position. He also can play right centre-back as well. He's young, he's British, plays in the Premier League, played in Holland. Very good experience at his young age, and I feel like it would have been a great signing. But we cannot be held to ransom, the famous line of United. One of the many famous lines of United. No value in the market's another one. We won't be held to ransom. That's the one. But this time I agree. We cannot be spending 60-70 million on a player that's relatively unproven in the top level, and we need to be wise when we're spending our money. I was watching the Euros last night. I was watching Slovenia, and I saw very good defenders there. I would have been scouting Slovenia. I would have been scouting a number of these teams, Georgia, etc. You name it. There's a number of really good performers out there that we could get for bargains, you know. And I feel like United should really explore that side of Europe and try and find bargains, just like Sir Alex Ferguson did with Nemanja Vidic. He used to find bargains in Norway. He used to find bargains in Ukraine. He used to find bargains in Serbia. He used to find them everywhere. He was always on the lookout for bargains, and I think we need to do that. We cannot be praying over the odds for Branthwaite. As much as we want Branthwaite, I want Branthwaite. I think he'd be a very good signing. I definitely want him, but we cannot pay 60-70 million. We made our mistake with Maguire. So we made ourselves mistake with Maguire. We cannot make the same mistake with Branthwaite. I'm not comparing the two, but in regards to similar profile, in regards to Everton, you know, playing for Everton, paying ridiculous amounts of money, it's not good enough. You know, it's not good enough, and we shouldn't be signing players for 67 million, up-and-coming players that are going to be unproven in the league. So Branthwaite looks like it's off the table. The only stumbling block is that Manchester City are like vultures. They're coming in and grabbing our targets. So if Man City get involved, unfortunately, it looks like that we won't be in any place to be competing with Man City with their financial prowess and their corrupt organisation. Alex, what's good? Bud, how's it going, mate? I am very well, thank you. Very tired today, actually. Watching the game late last night was a task and a half. But I'm here. I'm here in the morning, break of dawning, and I am here for breaking dawn. So we are just loving it. We're loving it. We're Tuesday. Tuesday's one of them days, though. Tuesday's one of them days, you know, like you feel like, ugh, I don't want to move. I don't want to move. But yeah, we're here. We're moving, live and kicking. We're here. So yeah, Branthwaite, Man City interest. doubt we'll be competing with Man City for his signature. Man City will just blow us out the water, of course. We care about financial fair play. They don't give a damn. They got 115 charges. They might as well make it 116. They'll do it. They'll buy Branthwaite off us. Just to irritate the hell out of us, you know? Now, Manchester United have turned their interest to Ignacio of Sporting Lisbon. Ignacio, of course, is a 19-year-old defender. 6-foot defender at Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon, who have a great conveyor belt of players coming through. Always have great talent coming through their ranks. Of course, we have signed Nani and Ronaldo from Sporting Lisbon. So their record is pretty good. Their record is really impressive in regards to bringing through youngsters. And Ignacio is a player that really excites me. I think a player like that type of profile is the players we should be looking at. We shouldn't be wasting our money chasing players, overpriced players, when you can get players in Europe for similar prices, not similar prices, half the price. So you can get players who are similar players, if not better, for half the price. I believe that Ignacio would make a very good signing. I believe that coming from Sporting Lisbon and United, with all that history with us and Sporting Lisbon, will be a very good one. So I compare him to Branthwaite. It's a Portuguese version of Branthwaite. Should we do it? Yes, we should. I think we should go after players like that. Players like Ignacio will make a very, very decent signing, and hopefully we can get a decent price for him. I think we should chase those type of players. I think we should just say, look, Everton, we're walking away. We're walking away like Craig David, you know, for the troubles in our life. We've been there before. We're not going to go there again. So I would move on to pastures new in regards to Branthwaite. Branthwaite, thanks, but no thanks. Everton, good luck with your 70 million. You can put it towards FFP and you can enjoy that all the way to the bank. Now, Manchester United have been interested in Euro 2024 goalkeeper, hero, Superman, whatever you want to call it, Georgi Mamardashvili. Mamardashvili has had a number of interests from including Liverpool and Chelsea. Now, of course, Man United have Onana, but will Man United sign Mamardashvili to add well-needed competition in the goalkeeping area? So we're definitely going to be on a dash to sign Mamardashvili, especially if Chelsea and Liverpool are interested. The guy looked unbeatable during Euro 2024. Against Portugal, he literally saved every shot that he was faced. Of course, against Spain, he couldn't do nothing about any of the goals. Georgia was just split wide open. But it makes an interesting topic. Would you sign a goalkeeper? He is quoted at 40 million to 88 million euros. It's a lot of money to pay for a goalkeeper currently playing at Valencia. Of course, his price tag has skyrocketed since the Euro 2024. So I would leave that on the shelf myself. Easy for you to say, shelf myself. I would leave that on the shelf, and I would explore Mamardashvili another time because we have more important positions to think about on the pitch. But he has gained the interest of Manchester United, and they have noticed his ability during the Euro 2024 games for Georgia. So I wouldn't only scout Mamardashvili. There are many players in Albania, in Georgia, in Slovenia, in Slovakia that we can scout who will be a fraction of the price and probably the same kind of quality as well. I think that's what we should do. I think we should go after players that no one's heard of. Remember when we used to go after players that no one's heard of? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ronnie Johnson, players of that ilk, Peter Schmeichel, players of that ilk. Or we'll sign a player like Henning Berg, or we'll sign a player like David May. You know, those type of players. Getting your bargains in. That's what you got to do. You got to be smart. You got to be smart in this game. This game ain't for idiots, you know. You got to be clever. You can't be splashing money out. Especially when we have financial fair play on our case, especially Manchester United, when they care more about us than Manchester City and their 115 charges. If we go over 1 penny of our financial fair play module or limit, we will be in the dockyard. We will be in the dockyard. You know, because we're Manchester United. Hated, adored, but never ignored. Never ignored. So they would be chasing us all the way to the bank, even for a penny, even for a penny. Now, in regards to our man, Sofyan Amrabat. Sofyan Amrabat's loan has expired yesterday. News coming out of Manchester United is that Manchester United have not made a decision yet on Amrabat. I'm guessing they are waiting for the developments of Casemiro. I'm guessing they are waiting for the developments of Ugarte. Now, Sofyan Amrabat was played at a position when he signed for Manchester United last year, of course. He played at left back. He was injured at first, missed a few games, then was deployed at left back, which is not his position. Took time to settle in the team, but when he did settle in the team, he did very, very well. He was one of our man of the matches in the FA Cup final, and he was very, very astute and solid in that game. Now, it depends what you want from a midfield CDM, really, doesn't it? It depends if you want a more attacking CDM who bursts forward, who grabs goals, a more modern CDM, so to speak. But I believe that Amrabat would make a good squad addition. I believe we owe 10 million. I think we should fork out the 10 million and get Amrabat. I think now that he's settled in Manchester and he's settled in the team, I think it'll be a good signing. I really do. I think he's a good player. And I was excited about signing Amrabat when we did last year. Hasn't worked out for him in regards to missing games. He missed quite a few games, of course. We were playing McTominay in that position, sometimes Casemiro. Of course, Casemiro was played at the centre-back. So the squad and the team was all over the place. So to blame Sofyan Amrabat for a lot of the problems that happened last year was very unfair, I thought. But he really come into his own in the FA Cup final when I saw a lot of impressive things during the latter stages of the Premier League campaign. I saw a lot of good things from Sofyan Amrabat. I don't know about you, what you think about that. I would sign him. Rumour has it we owe 10 million. We were going to pay 20 or 30. I think we owe 10. So we need to pay 10 million. I would definitely explore this deal, guys. I would, because he's a good player. And it adds well-needed depth into our squad. Some people say, they wouldn't spend the money on him. If we sign Ugarte, I would understand that. But of course, the Ugarte transfer is going to drag on, of course. Ugarte has made it public that he would like to play for Manchester United. Various Uruguayan sources have claimed that Manchester United is his best fit. So, are the noises coming out of the Ugarte camp suggesting he will sign for Manchester United? Or is Ugarte wanted by someone else? And or are they trying to boost up the price for Ugarte? We've been there before with clubs using Manchester United's name to boost up the price. I'm hoping not, because I really like the player Ugarte. I think he will fit into the team like a hand and a glove. And I feel like we need that element, that South American naughtiness in the midfield, who can play in that midfield, always giving 100%. And I feel like him and Lisandro Martinez in the team would do well. I think it would do well. Of course, it hasn't worked out for Ugarte, as I claimed yesterday, at PSG. But when you look at PSG, when has it actually worked ever for anyone? So let's be positive about that. Ugarte would make a very good move. And obviously the Ugarte move will obviously have a huge impact on Sofyan Amrabat and Casemiro. So we're going to have a midfield merry-go-round, so to speak. The midfield merry-go-round could end up with us having Sofyan Amrabat, it could end up with us having Casemiro, or it could end up with us having Ugarte. In my opinion, we need two good, solid, central CDM midfielders or versatile midfielders. Yeah, I like Ugarte. You spot on, Alex. The grit with Ugarte is important. And he's got that South American grit, that South American naughtiness. That's exactly what we need at United. It always works. You can't go wrong. So the decision for Amrabat is still undecided. And as you know, with Ineos and the Glazers, they're no stranger to taking their time. They rather walk to the finish line than run. So let's see what happens with Sofyan Amrabat. Watch this space. He could be a Manchester United player next season. He might not. It's 50-50 for me. It depends what goes on in the transfer market, if I'm being honest. And the key is Casemiro. What's happening with Casemiro? Casemiro has gone very quiet at the moment. No one's speaking about Casemiro. Casemiro is still on his holidays. Clueless what's going on, but we haven't heard anything. No transfers, no news on Casemiro. What can we do? We have to wait and see what goes on there. I guess time is an education, and time will tell what happens after that. Now, Manchester United are looking around for bargains, as I said. They need to do more in regards to Euro 2024. There are some good players that I've seen in Euro 2024. Some good players I've seen, some good prospects I've seen. And I think we should explore the options that we have at hand in regards to signings and looking at Euro 2004, because there are some number of good players in that team. If you've got a team like Slovenia who comfortably, let's face it, comfortably held out Portugal for 120 minutes, it's good. It's a good idea to look at their defence. It's a good idea to look at their structure. It's a good idea to look at their CDM. It's a very good idea. Now, I would do that as a matter of common sense, because these teams, they defend very well, and it's not a one-off either. Of course, Slovenia held out England comfortably as well. Wouldn't it be a good idea to look at some of those defenders in that team? The right back, the left back, the centre back. Wouldn't it be a good idea, don't you think? We'll be paying a fraction of the price. And I'm just using Slovenia as an example. There's other players in that tournament for Georgia, for Albania, who've done very well. And I would look at that. Of course, you look at players like the goalkeeper, Mamardashvili, for Georgia, like I mentioned earlier. No one will have a Scooby-Doo who he was before the European Championships. But now, he's a household name, if you can say Mamardashvili. He's a household name. We need to find those household names before they become household names. It's exactly what Jim Ratcliffe said a few months ago in his interview, saying we don't want to buy Mbappe, we want to make our own Mbappe. Why are we not making our own Mbappe? We brought through Mainu. Mainu's becoming generational, isn't he? We brought through Garnacho. Garnacho is becoming generational, isn't he? So it's best we make our own players, or scout the players and build them up and nurture them into what they can be, their potential, what they can be. So I believe that United should explore the different nations, of course, and they should explore the youth teams of other teams. And that brings me on to Chelsea. Manchester United are no stranger to Chelsea. They do love a Chelsea player or a Chelsea technical director. Of course they do. And they're interested in right midfielder Omar Soler. Omar Soler is a right midfielder, 16 years old, who plays for Chelsea. Manchester United have explored the possibility of signing Omar Soler. Omar Soler has a release clause, or not a release clause, but would be going for the region of £15 million or euros. Omar Soler is a very talented player playing in the youth team at Chelsea. Chelsea do have to offload some players. Chelsea have an embarrassment of riches at the moment. They have an embarrassment of squad that they have. They do need to get rid of some players who, let's face it, they're not going to play. They're not going to play Omar Soler. We got more chance of a Soler ice cream playing for Chelsea than Omar Soler playing for Chelsea. They've got so many players. Solero is a lovely ice cream, by the way. But there are other ice creams out there, Cornettos, etc., that you can have. I'm not singling out one ice cream, but Omar Soler fitted the mold, fitted the narrative. Omar Soler is a very talented individual. I've checked him out today. I'm not going to lie to say that I know hundreds about this player. I've gone scouting him and etc. I'm not going to say that. I have looked on the tube. I've looked at him, and he looks a very talented individual. Only 16 years old, and it fits the kind of ambition that we're going for, bringing the best youngsters to the club. And I think 15 million will snap your hand off. But we have to also remember, we have our own youth, yeah? We have our own youth. We have a very good youth team. We have Shia Lacey coming through the ranks. We have Armas coming through the ranks. We have Fletcher coming through the ranks. We have a lot of players coming through the ranks from our youth team. So we also have to stay committed and loyal to our youth team. But if we see a player who is exceptional and who can improve and who can become a star in a couple of years' time, why not? Why not? We might as well take the risk. We took the risk on Garnacho from Atletico Madrid, and it's starting to bear fruit, isn't it? A star man for Argentina and a star man for Manchester United. The star boy, Garnacho. So I agree. We do need to look at these teams in these other nations. We do need to look at these youth teams from other clubs to pick up bargains. And just to remember, Branthwaite. Branthwaite was a youth player at one time. Branthwaite was given an opportunity at some stage. And now Branthwaite is a 60, 70 million player, as they say. As they try and tell us, he's a 60 million pound player. In my opinion, he's not yet. Also, Manchester United have explored the possibility of signing Real Sociedad defensive midfielder Zubamendi. We all know Zubamendi is the Spanish international that plays for Real Sociedad. Zubamendi, who's been on Manchester United's radar before, is again rekindled interest in Manchester United. Manchester United are interested in Zubamendi. Zubamendi would, although be a pricey option for Manchester United, I'm saying about 40, 50 million, of course, minimum. Good player, very, very well experienced in regards to competitive football. And he would add, the good needed depth into our squad. But with Manchester United going after Ugarte, is this going to be a backup plan for Ugarte? Is Zubamendi a backup plan for Ugarte if we don't get Ugarte? And of course, as I mentioned earlier, the central midfield area is pending, of course, on Casemiro, on players like Casemiro, on players like Scott McTominay. Are they going to be at United next season? Who knows? We have to wait and see. But we need to have a list of players that can replace these players. In a switch of a button, we need these players who can come in straight away. They're ready. We've got him. Straight away, if Casemiro goes, here's Ugarte, here's Zubamendi. We've got players coming through. Manchester United, of course, are linked with a number of players at the moment, which is good. We're not linked with just one player, and we're not just chasing one player. That's exactly how it should be. We shouldn't be chasing one player. We should be chasing like players like Zubamendi. We should be chasing players like Ugarte. We should go in after players from Atalanta. We should go in after players like that, Edison, Exacti, Alvarez, all these players we should be going after. We should not be putting our eggs in one basket like we did last year. So we have to, with De Jong. So we have to be clever, be smart in the transfer market, and let's try our best to bring in some players very quickly, because we need players before pre-season starts. Because as we know, with most pre-seasons that have occurred over the past few years, we have not been ready. We have not had our players through the door. We have not had a chance to embed those players into the team, into the tactics, into the squad. You name it. We need the players in by the start of the pre-season friendlies. Now, 99% of the transfers are done, fair enough, but we cannot leave it done 30%. We need the players through the door. We need Ten Hag to have the squad that he believes that is his squad for the coming season, and he needs to try and work out where these players will play, the tactics he will play, the shapes he will play, the triangles he will play, the tiki-taka he will play, whatever you want to say. He needs those players through the door, and he needs them quickly. So he needs them before the start of pre-season. We don't want to be going down the road of deja vu, of sliding doors. No, it's not sliding doors, isn't it? Because that's completely different. That's if we went in the past and didn't sign Cantona, then everything would have went differently, wouldn't it? We would have signed Hurst from Sheffield Wednesday. Imagine United signed Hurst from Sheffield Wednesday instead of Eric Cantona. God, he's hesitant. It's just beggars belief what would have happened. It's like you cannot fathom what would have happened if Manchester United signed David Hurst instead of Eric Cantona. I just had like a premonition there of like, wow, what would have happened? It's like all these things started flashing through my eyes If you don't know, Manchester United in 1992-93 signed Eric Cantona, and basically what happened is we signed him for $1 million, but we only signed Eric Cantona because we didn't get David Hurst from Sheffield Wednesday. We couldn't get that over the line, so we signed Cantona instead. Now, can you imagine we signed David Hurst instead of Eric Cantona? You see, that's the difference. It's fine margins, isn't it? It's fine margins. Hypothetical scenarios that go through your head, things happen. So, we need to give ourselves this summer the greatest opportunity to be successful. And by doing that, we need to bring through the players ASAP, quickly, so that we can embed those players into the squad and we can get a move on. Okay, so let's see what happens. Watch this space. It's July and a lot of signings could be coming through the door. We hope upon hope that the players will be coming through the door. Now, before I get on to the last name, I just want to say, please, could you kindly subscribe to the channel and smash a like. I'm in the process of building this channel again. I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So if you can just help me get to 5,000 subscribers and we move on from there, we build our own community, our own family. I'm going to be bringing in live phone calls, live video calls to this channel, to this show. So I would love all of you to get involved. I'd love all of you to grow with me, because we're going to grow together and this channel will grow together and we'll have our own community and unfiltered, great factual opinion from real United supporters. Not fake United supporters, not United supporters who are preying on our downfall, hoping that we lose so they could be proven right. Real United supporters here in this space, right? Real United supporters. 4 decades of football knowledge and football experience. That's what we want. We don't want pretenders to be pretending, because that's what they do. Pretenders pretend, and we don't want that. Now, I bring it on to the last transfer story of today, a name you may not have heard of, Yaya Idrissi, another wonder kid from Chelsea. I don't know whether it's that's the Jim Ratcliffe effect. I know that Jim Ratcliffe has a Chelsea season ticket. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to be sinister. But we are after Yaya Idrissi, the Moroccan at Chelsea. That's another 16-year-old. Big up, Kenny. Thank you for joining me again, mate. Hope you're well. Yaya Idrissi, 16 years old, midfielder from Chelsea. Another youth player that we're looking at. Now, this signifies a very positive thing. I know some people will look at it and think negatively, but I think it's a very positive thing that we're looking at these players. We're looking at the next big thing. I think that's really good. It's what we used to do in the past, and we did it with Garnacho, and it bear fruit, hasn't it? So I think if we sign a player like Yaya Idrissi, it will be a good coup and a very, very good addition, because in 2 years' time, 1 year's time, he will make his appearance in the first team. I am pretty sure that under Ten Hag's guidance and stewardship, I think a player like Yaya Idrissi will fit in well. I think we need to build for the future, and I think this is the right way to do it. Of course, as I said earlier in the show, we cannot forget about our youth players. We have a very good youth team. We have a very good squad of youth players. We have Almas, we have Shea Lacey, we have Fletcher. We have all these players coming through. We need to give them an opportunity. Of course, Ten Hag gave Kambuala the opportunity last year. I still believe Kambuala's not quite ready, but I like his passion and I like his love for the club. I like the way he bigs up the crowd. I like when he pumps his chest. I like that about him. And he's going to be a very good player too. So let's not forget about our youth players. We cannot do that. It's in our DNA, bringing through youth. So we need to stay loyal to our youth players, and we need to stay smart. We need to stay smart in regards to our youth team. Sonny, good morning, mate. One love, mate. Sonny Milan, it's good to see you again on the timeline. Thank you for joining me on Breaking Dawn. We are talking about transfers. Just to recap, Christopher Vell will be most likely helping United temporarily in the recruitment side of things. Of course, Manchester United have a lot of work to do in the recruitment side of things, in and out, and of course the backroom staff. Manchester United could do with a hand. they could do with a little hand. And Manchester United will be appointing Christopher Ravel this week to help out with recruitment, according to various outlets across the country. Man City are looking to kind of hijack Manchester United's deal for Branthwaite. Branthwaite has been outpriced completely. He's really unrealistic price of 60 to 70 million. Manchester City 115 want to sign Branthwaite and could blow Manchester United out of the water to sign Branthwaite. Why not make it 116? Why not? They're in the docks anyway, so we're not going to compete with that. They can take him. We need to look for better. We need to look for cheaper. We cannot be spending 60, 70 million for a player that's relatively unproven. As much as I want the player, as much as I rate the player. Of course, Ignacio is a backup plan. Ignacio, Sporting Lisbon defender, 19 years old, 6'1", very good defender, coming through the ranks at the very impressive Sporting Lisbon Academy. Sporting Lisbon Academy have given birth to the likes of Quaresma, Nani, Ronaldo, of course. So we've had a good record of signing players from Sporting Lisbon, and I want to be against signing Ignacio, very good defender. I've done my little bit of research, like him a lot, would be more value for money in regards to having him instead of Branthwaite. We need to have those backup plans, and Ineos are doing that, and I'm very impressed with that. I have to say I'm very impressed with Ineos in regards to looking at players that, you know, otherwise we wouldn't be looking at. What we must do, and it's imperative that we do this, we must sign these players up and get agreements to these players quick. Because you know as well as I do, Chelsea are like a cloak and dagger. They'll be hiding behind a bush. They're looking at us, scouting a player, and they will take that player from under our noses. They will take that player quickly, as you can say. Todd Boyle, whatever his name is, Todd Bowley, that's it. So yeah, Susan Boyle, Todd Boyle. Let's call him Todd Boyle. Yeah. So yeah, he will burst in the scene like a boil, and nick our players or thief our players, whatever language you want to use. They will take our players. So we have to get these players under a deal, and we have to get it sorted out quickly. Guys, for everyone who's joined me today, thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe and smash a like. That would be much appreciated. Now, in regards to the Euros and the European Championships, England will be playing Switzerland on Saturday. Depleted England, some may say, despite the massive squad. Gareth Southgate has come out and said that we have left-back problems. Gareth, the left-back problem is because of you. You didn't want to bring a left-back to the squad. You wanted to bring in Dunk. You wanted to bring in Wharton. You didn't want to bring in a left-back. But you wanted to bring in an injured Luke Shaw, who hasn't played since February. This is your fault, Gareth. Don't talk to us about injuries, because it's your fault. You had enough players there. There's enough players in England that you can pick it's like a kid in a kid in a candy store, isn't it? You could have picked any player. Of course, there's that player at Brentford. Of course, Henry, and you've also got Mitchell, who could have played at left back. If you really wanted to be adventurous, you could have brought Aaron Wan-Bissaka into the squad and played Aaron Wan-Bissaka at left back, which he has done effectively. Not great, not world class, but done better than Trippier in that position. Trippier is not a good left back, and it is Gareth Southgate's fault. Now, my biggest worry about Gareth Southgate this tournament, apart from everything else, I think that he might use Mainu as a scapegoat for England's poor performance against Slovakia. I hope he doesn't. I hope he shows faith, because Mainu was the man of the match against Slovakia. He brought the ball forward. He was positive. He's the only one who looked fearless. He's the only one who's bringing that ball out of the midfield into the penalty area and creating havoc for the Slovakian defence. So I think it's important that Gareth Southgate doesn't become a prat again and he plays Mainu. The only question I would ask is he going to keep Foden? I don't think he should. I don't think Foden's performed well. I think obviously his girlfriend's just had a baby. I think that's on his mind, and obviously he's not playing well. That's no coincidence. Gareth Southgate, a lot of players don't play well under Southgate. Would Southgate be wise to change the formation to a 3 at the back with wing backs? I wouldn't now. I think it's a bit too late to be changing your formation if you haven't worked on that formation. I think that would be a big mistake to do that. I think playing a three at the back, converting into a five is even more defensive and even more negative. I think England need to concentrate on what their strengths are. I think England have a very, very good attack. And I think if they attack teams, they will win. They attack Switzerland, they will win. They just have to be brave. Well, Gareth Southgate has to be brave. Has to be brave. Switzerland will pose a tougher test, but I believe that the game against Italy was a one-off. I do believe that Switzerland have been okay this tournament. I think Italy just didn't turn up in that game, and I think Italy missed a couple of players. Of course, Calafiore was missing and a couple of players. So I do believe that Italy was a one-off game, and I believe Switzerland are not as hyped as people are hyping them. Of course, they drew against Scotland, who lost 5-1 to Germany. Not particularly good. They drew against Scotland. So England shouldn't show them too much respect, and they should just go out there and play to their strengths and win the game comfortably. Try and win the game comfortably. That's what they need to do. Now, in regards to the quarterfinals of the European Championships, we have, of course, the games tonight, which I will be doing a watch-along, another late one. I hope it doesn't go to extra time. Please don't go to extra time. Austria, Turkey tonight. It's a late one for me. I'm in the UAE. The late one kicks off at 11 p.m, guys. Yesterday I went to sleep at 2 a.m. I'm not complaining. I love being with you lot. But 2 a.m, guys. 2 a.m. watching that. And only for Slovenia not to practice their penalties. What kind of team goes into a game, plays for penalties, but didn't practice penalties? What's wrong with you, mate? What's wrong with you? I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. It's like going into your GCSEs and not revising. It's ridiculous. What are you doing? It's like going into the 100-meter sprint and never run in your life. Practice. Practice. Worst penalties I've seen in my life. Worst penalty I've seen in my life. Why didn't you just save my life? Well, rather than me wasting my life watching Slovenia against Portugal, going for the penalty shootout, why didn't you just lose? God damn it, just do a bloody goal-scoring fest of a game rather than boring me to death and then not practicing your penalties and just giving us the worst display of penalty taking than the under-5s at Northampton School when I was a kid. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I hope Austria versus Turkey is a better display of football. I do hope it's ended in 90 minutes. If it is not ended in 90 minutes, I do hope it's an entertaining 3-3 draw, something like that. So I can at least say, bloody hell, that was a good game though, wasn't it? Bloody hell, 11-10 on penalties. That was a good penalty shootout. That's what I like to see in the European Championships. Because let's face it, the last few games in the European Championships, barring maybe England, they have been poor. They have been poor. Let's address the elephant in the room. They have been poor. They have been. I will be here for the live watch-along for Romania against Netherlands at 5 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock PM Middle Eastern time. I will be here watching that game, and then I'll be turning over to Austria against Turkey. That game looks like an entertaining game. Both very attacking sides, kind of. I'm hoping for goals in both games. Let's hope so. Then on Friday, we have 2 days break for the European Championship, so you won't see me. You won't see me for 2 days. Well, I will be here for Breaking Dawn in the morning, and I will be here for Chatterbox in the evening, because of course Chatterbox doesn't just do watch-alongs, it does other things as well. I'll be telling stories about Manchester United, various stories about my life, about Manchester United, the history, etc. I'll be interviewing people as well, bringing in ex-players, bringing in journalists, etc. I'll be collaborating with some really talented people. So a lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to. So we have 2 days from the European Championships after tonight. And then we have Friday, which are the big ones. We have Germany, Spain, 8 p.m. Middle Eastern time, 5 p.m. UK time. And then we have France against Portugal. Now that is cooking. That's what I'm talking about. If you smell what Salzy is cooking, That's what I'm talking about. 2 massive games that will probably end 0-0 and go to extra time and take away all the sleep in the world from me, because I will be going to bed at ridiculous o'clock. Then we have Switzerland game on Saturday, England versus Switzerland, which is a different type of stress for me as an Englishman, as born in England, born and raised in East London. I support England. I hope England do well. But England will put me through the mantle. They will stress me out. Here to Kingdom Come, my blood pressure will be through the roof. I'll be going to the hospital, checking my blood pressure out. I'll be on the treadmill trying to bring that blood pressure down. So England, do the business, win comfy, and let's not stress us out. Yeah, pick the right team too and play the right way. Stop playing so defensive. Play the right way. We got to do that. You got to play the right way, guys. So, people, my friends, my family, please subscribe to the channel, smash a like, share it with your friends and family, drop a comment as well. Please just drop a comment, even if it's an emoji. Please drop a comment. It's really appreciated. It helps with the algorithm, and you know, with algorithm, they like to algorithm and they like to draw up tables of who is getting the numbers on likes, on views, on comments, and they want to pull us into a league table. Now, I'm going to bring you the freshest, realist news on Manchester United from a real Manchester United fan. I'm not like them other fan channels. I don't fill in gaps with awkward silences, with laughs and fake laughing. Laugh, ha ha ha. Yes, I'm not one of those people who laugh all the way through a podcast because they cannot muster a sentence together or talk about Manchester United or their history because they don't know much about it. No offence, we're here, we are unfiltered. Remember that. This is Stretford Post. This is Breaking Dawn. We are unfiltered. Chatterbox is even more unfiltered, so I suggest you watch it. Guys, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Alex, in the chat. As usual, you guys are elite. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to comment. You guys have done amazing. Now, just to recap, Manchester United are interested in Georgi Mamadashvili. Manchester United are in a dash to sign Mamadashvili, considering he's wanted by Chelsea and Liverpool. Although the price tag could be hefty. The price tag has quadrupled probably since the European Championships, as his fantastic performances have been excellent and have been caught the eye of Manchester United and all the recruitment team. Guys, you are elite. You stay elite. You enjoy the day. It's sunny and it's sunny outside. It's sunny outside. It's only 50 degrees in the UAE. Not too bad. Was going to go for a jog, but I might bake. I might be like a boiled egg. Don't want to do that, do I? Don't want to be on the floor cooking. I do, but early in the morning. I missed my run today. I went bed at 2 in the morning. It's not my fault. I'm not complaining. I'm not Victor Meldrew. I liked watching football, but boy, those 2 games yesterday were boring. France against Belgium, 1-0 to France. 0-0 Slovenia against Portugal. 1,020 minutes it seemed like, and I was here looking at this screen, praying that something amazing happens. Even if Slovenia won the penalty shootout, at least I could say I witnessed a shock. But no, it didn't happen, did it? I'm still here. I was still there waiting, and I watched Portugal win the shootout. Comfy, 2 pillows, nice and comfy. And that's what I wanted last night. 2 pillows, nice and comfy, rather than watching some disaster class bed from a prison cell in Hendon. So please, guys, keep supporting the channel. That's all I can say. I will be building. Please pass the channel on to your friends, onto your family, onto your spouse, onto your dog, onto your cat, whatever you like. Get the pause and just press the subscribe. Do it. As Ben Stiller said in Starsky and Hutch, do it. I know you, and you know me, and I know that you know that I know you. Classics all day long. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. Stretford Post. Chatterbox later, watch alongs. First game, Romania against the Orange. Should be an interesting game. Netherlands should win, shouldn't they?